yesterday news came out that Larry Fitzgerald is retiring from the NFL. I'm pretty sure he played 17 seasons in the NFL. Even though he wasn't the player that he once was this past season, I think he had a very down year. But, he is very old. We can't discredit that he had a phenomenal career. Second all-time in receiving yards, 17,492 yards. Second all-time in receptions, 1,432. Sixth in receiving touchdowns all-time with 121. And a phenomenal stat is that he has more tackles than drops in his career, which means either that he doesn't drop the ball or his quarterbacks throw a shit ton of interceptions. It's one of the two. But he had an amazing career, and him retiring just kind of, shows me that I'm getting old. I remember buying the new Madden, and he was on the cover with Troy Polamalu with Madden 10.
You're 21, bro.
Yeah. that was 11 years ago, though.
Yeah, but I mean, I get it. But
that was 11 years ago.
I mean,
wow.
After hearing all those stats, I gotta ask you guys, where does Larry fit on the wide receiver list?
He ranks better than everybody the Eagles have ever had.
You're a Jets fan, bro. That's your guy up there.
It's tough for me to rank wide receivers. There's been so many great receivers, but, I think he's definitely top 20.
Oh, wow.
Top 10.
I would go higher than that.
I would have to take some time to sit down and list them out, but I would not be surprised to see him land in my top 10 after I made my list, just because the longevity, the numbers that he put up. It's a shame that he never got to win a Super Bowl, because if there's anybody that deserves it, he's the type of guy that deserves a ring.
He almost did. Kurt Warner.
Yeah, a grinder, a great leader in the locker room. I mean, you've heard countless stories over his long career of things that he's done and relationships that he's formed, guys he's helped out, what he's done for that organization. And it's a shame that he has not gotten a Super Bowl. I can remember that Super Bowl against the Steelers.
That's 17 years of one season.
He is really one of the best figures in my NFL watching experience. Like, I can't imagine an NFL without him. Even though he didn't have a great year this year, I can't picture the NFL without him.
We both talked. I'm thinking
you're
about
my question.
Oh, where do I rank him?
Yeah.
I don't know if I have him as high as other people have him. I think most of those, second all time in receiving yards and receptions, is due to more of him playing so long. But Jerry Rice, of course, is number one.
Jerry Rice, Randy Moss, and T.O. I get those. Are
Randy Moss, T.O. Then you get into the guys like
it's so hard.
Calvin Johnson. I'll rank Calvin Johnson
AB.
over him. Antonio Brown is his best. Maybe I'm not sure about AB so much. I think Julio Jones all time, I would take him at his prime over Larry.
It depends on how you judge it. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know. Wide receiver is such a tricky position, but in terms of he's going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer. There was a stretch where he made 7 straight Pro Bowls from 2007 to 2013, and we mentioned this was a 17-year career all with the Cardinals, and in 17 years he had 14 different quarterbacks that threw a pass to him or started a game. Carson Palmer, Kurt Warner, Josh McCown, John Skelton, Matt Leinart, Kevin Cobb, Derek Anderson, Drew Stanton, Blaine Gabbert, Sean King, John Navarre, Richard Bartell, Brian St. Pierre, Max Hall, and Kyler Murray. I forgot about him, and Josh Rosen. So that's 16 actually. And I'm pretty sure Sam Bradford started too, a game.
There are really only one or maybe 2 or 3 quarterbacks on that list that are legit starting quarterbacks in the NFL.
I think Carson Palmer.
Somebody said Marvin Harrison.
Marvin Harrison, yeah, he's up there too. Kurt Warner, Carson Palmer, Kyler Murray.
Those would be the 3, right?
Those are the 3 guys that were solid. Yeah. But outside everybody else is pretty mediocre.
Exactly.
Matt Leinart was bust. He was
mediocre is being kind. But I think when you nitpick it and you start looking at a list, there are a bunch of guys who had a better prime, who might have been better receivers than him. But when you look career-wise, he's had one of the greatest careers of any receiver ever. I think he would be in my top 10. I would need to take some time to list them out and go one by one and figure out where I would put him. But I think he would be top 10 all time.
Nah, like Joel, like you said, I think this is just brushing us into a new era of the NFL. Bringing in the new guys, Justin Jefferson.
When did I say that?
No, I'm saying like how we're getting old.
Oh.
And, like we're just
Yeah,
walking
it's
into
crazy.
a new era. Like Julio's getting up there in age. AB's pretty old. Like we're starting to see these new young guys getting in, and it's just a sign of a new era to turn. So I like this era, man.
I can still remember I had the Wii and the
What?
Madden had
You had Madden on the Wii.
Yeah, you could throw it with the stick. I
Yeah.
liked it.
It was fun. It had Larry Fitzgerald and I think Troy Polamalu on the cover the year after that
Oh, yeah.
Super Bowl.
No, yeah,
That's when they-
2010. That was Madden
Yeah.
10.
They butted heads. That was
Man.
11.
That was Madden 10. Madden 10 was a year that Palomalu and Fitzgerald were on the. That was a year that the game added. EA added
That was 10?
Yeah, that was a year. That was a game that EA added the function where you could fight for the fumble.
That game was crazy. I remember
Yeah,
like
that
the
was my favorite
franchise
Madden
mode.
game.
The franchise mode had that like little mini map. I
Mm-hmm.
used to love that game, and it just feels like just yesterday. You know, he was in his
11 was
prime
Drew Brees.
in the Super Bowl, and now 11 years later
12
we're
was
sitting
Peyton
here.
Hillis. I remember him.
Oh
Yeah.
God,
Not yet, bro. I've gone Madden every single year since 2008. No, 2009. The year that Vince Young was on the cover.
6.
I
Seven, seven,
remember-
that's 7.
Nah, that's 8.
That's not 8.
Yes, it is.
8, no.
You don't know your Maddens, bro.
I
That's
think
not eight.
the first one I had was Sean Alexander on the cover.
See, look,
That's 8.
Madden 2008. That's
Who's
Vince.
seven? Who's
Vin-
seven?
That's Vince Young. 7 was Sean Alexander from Seahawks.
That was my first one,
Yeah,
and then that was I had that one, but Sean Alexander was my first one.
Mine's,
But
I started with Chris Johnson.
it's just crazy to think
Chris
that
Johnson.
Yeah.
I think he might have been 9.
Yeah. I started
nine.
with Chris Johnson.
It might have
It
been.
was
Yeah.
his 2K year.
Yeah. But it's just crazy to think that was 11 years ago now.
Nah, bro. Madden 2009 was Brett Favre on the cover.
Chris Johnson
I don't.
was definitely
I don't
on the
think Chris
cover.
Johnson was ever on the cover.
You might be thinking of 08.
I might be thinking of
This is
Vince
a
Young,
Titans
right?
No,
jersey, yeah.
yeah. Titans jersey was Vince Young.
Yeah.
I might have thought he was.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, my voice just cracked crazy.
But it again, it's just crazy to think that was 11 years ago, and there were so many great moments. I could remember the playoff game against the Packers, I believe, when it took the Aaron Rodgers Hail Mary for the win. But Larry Fitzgerald had a crazy game in that one, and I can remember I was at my friend's house, and we just stayed standing watching the TV because I was about to leave, but I was like, let me watch the end of this game. And it ended up being one of the greatest finishes that I've ever seen. And it's just so many great moments, including him, that he's been a part of his NFL career. Like, it's crazy to see him now leaving the game.
Yeah, I mean, I hate to bring another guy into this, but what Larry Fitzgerald has done throughout his career just kind of gives you more appreciation for what Jerry Rice did. I mean, Larry Fitzgerald is old, and we saw how his production really diminished. Jerry Rice was like 40 years old, getting 1,000 yards receiving.
He played like 22 seasons.
Yeah, he played a lot. You know,
Jeez.
he has like 4,000 more yards
It's
receiving than
22,000
Larry.
receiving yards.
Yeah, he has
The-
20,000 receiving yards.
Far and
Kareem.
away the GOAT.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he really is.